nuclear, nuclear, nuclear. Let's break down the word nuclear. As a noun, it refers to something related to the nucleus of an atom, like nuclear power plants or nuclear reactors. It can also describe something that is extremely powerful or influential, such as a nuclear personality in politics. In this sense, nuclear often carries a connotation of being intense or explosive. In common usage, you might hear phrases like the nuclear family to refer to the traditional structure of a family with two parents and their children. One special note about its usage is that nuclear can sometimes be confused with nuclear, which was popularized by U.S. President George W. Bush during his presidency, but rest assured, that's just a colloquialism or a slip-up, not the standard way to pronounce it. At the United Nations Conference on Disarmament, the Prime Minister of Japan gave a formal speech stating that the proliferation of nuclear weapons is a threat to global security and stability, and we must work together to prevent any nation from developing such capabilities. In this context, the word nuclear refers to the highly destructive power of atomic bombs. While grabbing a coffee at the campus cafe with friends, a graduate student mentioned that she was writing her thesis on nuclear physics, but found it challenging due to the complex calculations involved. Here, the usage is casual and informal, and nuclear simply means related to or involving atoms. In a meeting with investors, a CEO explained that their company had partnered with a leading nuclear power plant operator to develop sustainable energy solutions, which would not only reduce carbon emissions but also provide a new revenue stream for their business. In this case, the word nuclear refers to the production of electricity from atomic reactions, and is used in an academic or professional setting to convey technical expertise. So, you're wondering about this specific type of power that we use in our daily lives? It's actually quite fascinating. This kind of energy is produced when a special reaction takes place inside a controlled environment, involving extremely high temperatures and pressures. The main characteristic of this energy source is its incredible heat, which can be used to produce steam that then drives turbines to generate electricity. Some people also call it atomic power, but we'll get into those similar concepts in a bit. So, you might have heard of this type of energy being used in big plants to provide electricity for homes and businesses, right? It's actually quite an important source of energy for many countries around the world. Offset, offset, offset. So, let's talk about the word offset. As a teacher, I'd like to break it down into simple terms for you. The part of speech for offset is primarily a noun, although it can also be used as a verb in certain contexts. When used as a noun, an offset typically refers to something that reduces or compensates for the effects or costs of another thing. For example, the company made an offset by donating to charity to make up for their environmental impact. In common usage, you'll often hear offset in discussions about business, finance, and sustainability, where it's used to describe a strategy or action that balances out the negative consequences of something else. As for any special notes, I should mention that offset can be quite confusing because of its similarity in meaning and sound to another word, so make sure you understand the context before using it. In the context of a formal business meeting, an executive might say the company's decision to offset their carbon footprint by investing in Renewable energy will have a significant impact on our environmental sustainability initiatives. This sentence uses the word offset to convey that the costs associated with reducing the company's environmental impact are being mitigated or compensated for by the benefits of investing in green technologies. In contrast, during a casual conversation with friends at a coffee shop, someone might say, "I'm trying to offset my Saturday morning breakfast binge by doing an extra hour of yoga this afternoon." Here, the word offset is used to convey that the negative consequences, overeating, are being balanced or neutralized by positive actions. Exercising. This usage is informal and conversational. In the context of a scientific study on climate change, researchers might say, the study's findings suggest that reforestation efforts can offset the effects of deforestation on local ecosystems. In this example, the word offset is used in a more technical sense to convey that the negative impact, deforestation, is being balanced or compensated for by positive actions. Reforestation. This usage is formal and academic. So you want to learn about this concept that helps you balance an amount of money or energy in your favor? It's basically when you add something extra, like an amount of money or credit, to make up for a loss or expense. This way, even if things don't go exactly as planned, you're not left with a big hole or debt. It's like having a little extra in the bank just in case something unexpected happens. You can also think of it as compensating, or making up for, similar ideas that might help clarify what I'm trying to explain. For example, if someone pays you back a bit more than they borrowed from you, that's kind of like this concept too. Paragraph. 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 A great topic to start with. So, let's talk about the word paragraph. A paragraph is a part of writing that consists of 3 or more sentences that are related to a single topic. As a noun, it refers to a unit of text in a written composition, such as an essay, article, or book chapter. In common usage, paragraphs are used to break up long pieces of writing into smaller, manageable chunks, making it easier for readers to follow the author's ideas and arguments. They're often introduced with a topic sentence that sets the stage for what will be discussed in the following sentences, which provide supporting details and examples. A key aspect of using paragraphs effectively is varying the length and structure of each one to create a sense of flow and rhythm in the writing. When discussing academic writing, it's essential to understand that a paragraph is typically composed of 3 main parts: a topic sentence, supporting details, and a concluding statement. In a formal usage, an example sentence would be, "The professor emphasized the importance of breaking up complex ideas into concise paragraphs to effectively engage the reader." This context might involve a lecture or discussion in a university setting where students are learning about proper writing techniques. The speaker is providing guidance on how to structure written work for maximum clarity and comprehension. For casual conversation, an example sentence would be, "I'm so tired of reading novels with paragraphs that go on forever. Can't the authors just get to the point?" This context might involve a relaxed discussion between friends or classmates where they're sharing their opinions about literature. The speaker is expressing frustration with writing style and advocating for more efficient storytelling. In business or academic usage, an example sentence would be, "The article's analysis of market trends was hindered by paragraphs that lacked concrete data to support the claims." This context might involve a professional critique of written work in a corporate or research setting. The speaker is highlighting a shortcoming in writing style and suggesting improvements for better Communication. So you want to know what this chunk of writing thing is? A good way to think about it is that it's a group of sentences that are connected by a single idea or topic. It's like a little unit of text that talks about one main point. In writing, we use these units to break up long texts and make them easier to read and understand. They're often marked with a blank line, like a little separator between the ideas, which helps readers follow along. Similar concepts might be a passage or a section. But the key thing is that they're a self-contained group of sentences that help us get from one point to another in a text. In writing, we use these units to build up longer texts and make them more organized and clear, so it's like a building block for our ideas.